On most tambourines, you have only one or two pair of jingles going all the way around, and they're separated by a strip of wood. This has quite a few more jingles than that. If you want a large tambourine like this, you pretty well have to make it yourself. First, I laid out my design on a cardboard template, then I transferred the dimensions to plywood. Jingles were set in place to confirm clearances. Scrap plywood was used to laminate the center support for the tambourine. The square center hole was made to fit the shape of the main shaft, and the inside corners were sanded on the spindle sander. I needed to drill a square hole in the mortising machine. I used plywood to support the inside surface to keep it from blowing out when I drilled the hole. The sacrificial plywood was made to fit snugly with paper shims. I had a broken blade on my bandsaw, so the curvatures were sanded on the spindle sander. Then the center support was cut to final length and the edges rounded on the router table. The sides, center support, and outer support dowels were glued together, and then the wood toy axle caps were glued in position to serve as decorative trim. Put linseed oil on this, on all the surfaces except this side. This won't get any linseed oil until after I get through installing the jingles. So now I want to do a trial fit, make sure that everything's going to go together. And it's on there pretty solid. This is made up of Purple Heart and Osage Orange or Hedge, and these are hard. Almost sounds like metal when you drop it on the table. Very attractive wood. I kind of like that purple and yellow contrast just to put a little extra color in the stump fiddle. I'm spinning these in so I don't split the plywood. I bought these little nylon spacers. It keeps that jingle up off of the wood. And these are designed to hit back to back. So I use one spacer, then two spacers. Next jingle is down and then up. And the reason for the two spacers between the pair, these are designed to bang back to back when they jingle. And the two spacers leave some air gap in between. They seem to sound a little better. And the choice of the nylon spacer, the jingles seem to ring a little better than if I used washers or a nut. You have to do a little experimentation. And I bought these jingles on eBay. They're steel jingles, fairly expensive for no more than what they are. I just use the drill to get that started on the other side. I just push these down. And finally, I'll go along and I'll glue these axle caps on there just for a little decorative trim. I don't think those will ever come out of there, but it looks better like that. And hopefully on the bottom of the stump fiddle, that'll make enough noise to make it interesting. The tambourine slid into position very easily, especially after I put linseed oil on this stick. And then I drove this key in, and the key is dry. It didn't have anything on it, no glue, no linseed oil. This is locked in there fairly solid, so I don't think it'll shake loose. But if I ever wanted to remove the tambourine, this piece was going to be in the way. And this key with this hook eye on there is what holds the bottom part of the spring. So I drilled that through and just pinned it in place with a 5/32 piano wire. If I need to remove this, I can drive that out, and this can all be taken apart.